guess I'm not too pissed because nothing was like, you know,
Important.
amazing.
Yeah. Get going. Oh, yep, it's on. Hold on. Oh, it's live.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it. Oh yeah, at least now don't have to talk about that weird dog game anymore. I'm sorry, but that was just so weird. I did not want to be playing that. Like,
It was scary. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
scary where we were going with it.
yeah. And I know that some people are probably going to say it's kink shaming, but
No, don't fuck
don't
dogs.
don't fuck dogs.
Don't fuck dogs.
Don't fuck your dogs.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
fuck other people. Don't fuck any dogs.
Don't fuck dogs. Oh my God. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geek Remix podcast episode 10?
11, 11.
11?
Yeah.
11?
Sorry, Stacy and I have both had a horrible week.
um, so I'm Stacy.
And I'm Mari, and in case you guys are wondering, we were talking about this like weird dating sim game. It was under the dating sim category. It
Oh
was
my
like something
God.
something my dogs are human now. So their dogs turn into humans and they're like naked humans. And I think they like date their dog. We didn't know where it was going, but
It was
it was
going in
going into
some weird
dangerous territory.
directions,
It was
and
going in really weird directions and we didn't want to stumble upon the dog fucking.
yeah.
So,
And you know us, like we're normally pretty cool about like weird dating sims, but for some reason, but it's like your dogs, that's like your children, you
yeah, it
know?
was very weird. Even if they weren't your dogs, don't fuck dogs that turn into humans.
Yeah.
You can fuck humans that turn into dogs, but not dogs that turn into humans.
Yeah, because they're dependent on you for everything, and that's just strange, you know?
Yes.
Uh,
So, you can fuck humans that turn into dogs. You know what?
like a werewolf,
And
it's not the same thing, you know?
yeah, you can fuck a human in who is in wolf form.
Oh
That's
my God.
okay. If you can fuck a human who is in their animal form, that's fine. That's cool. But not an animal that's in human form. That's fucked up because of their mind. Those are
Yeah.
the rules of bestiality.
It's because they can't give you like real
Consent.
consent.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Unless they're a hyper evolved animal, then it's okay.
Or
Because they,
maybe, we don't know this for sure. Maybe they were like trapped in dog bodies and we hadn't gotten to that part yet. They're like, "Oh my God, we've been trapped in dog bodies forever. Thank you so much for releasing us. Now let's have an orgy."
yeah, that
Maybe
meant
that's where that
no,
was
but they
going.
were they were acting like dogs.
Yeah, that's true. Because they
Yeah.
were being all like, "Oh my God, hey, how are you?"
Yeah, if they were actually people who were stuck in dog form, that would have been okay.
They would act like people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah,
like her pets.
yeah, the game's playing in the background so you guys can see it. But it was something my dogs are now human. Here, let me look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that was man, we find some weird games.
Weird shit. Pause and effect, my dogs are human. It's on Itch.io. It's very interesting, and I really hope it's not. It looks exactly like a dating sim, and I don't want it to be.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. um
Uh,
unless you had anything else you wanted to say about pause and effect, I was going to get into some news.
oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing, so apparently this was like announced like a week or two ago, but I thought this was already known. Mass Effect Andromeda is delayed until early 2017. I thought everybody knew that already. BioWare put out like a whole announcement about it being like, oh, we just want it to be like the best game it could possibly be, and so that means that we're not going to release it until 2017, which is like totally fine with me. But I was also kind of like, didn't we already know that?
I feel like we already knew that, but maybe we didn't.
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that I just like psychically knew that that was going to happen because I'm not usually in tune to those things. But um, for games that are going to be released this year, Pokemon Sun and Moon are coming on November 18th. Those of you who follow me on any social media will know that Mari got me Pokemon Y on Saturday, and I am now obsessed with it.
Do you do you think we should get a 3DS recorder and let's play that?
I don't know. That seems like I don't know. I don't know if it's like really let's playable. We could take a look at it.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that people always talk about like us like recording, mobile games or like 3DS or even like I remember somebody
I
suggested like
feel like Pokemon's the only one that would be worth doing that for.
yeah. I mean, there was somebody who suggested like a PS Vita game once and I was just like, but how? Because a lot of those games are like the I mean like Pokemon, you sink a pretty significant amount of hours into it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So it might be something interesting to like play while we were podcasting. I don't know. Um, but I chose Froakie because I heard from a little bird that you get to choose one of the original starters later, and so I was like, oh, I want to like diversify the types.
Yeah, that really fucked me up the first time because there's like a lot of events where someone gives you a really powerful Pokemon and I'm like, I already named my Pokemon. What the fuck? I had my team and now you're messing it up. I've already committed to this Pokemon. I don't want to hurt this Pokemon's feelings and put them in the box because
Yeah,
I still like for some reason I feel like they have emotions.
yeah. This Pokemon has been relegated to box one.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, let me just abandon you now after I've named you and be bonded with you. You
Hmm.
know?
So, uh, but yeah, I've been having a lot of fun playing it, like while I watch TV shows and stuff. It's good. It's good, and it's changed a lot. So I haven't played Pokemon in a really long time, and so it kind of like blew my mind when I first like watching like the opening scenes. I called Mari the other day because I was like, I just walked into a Poke Center. Holy fuck! um, because it just like it looks so different than like
I,
when
w-
I played it when I was
I
a
wonder
kid.
what Sun and Moon is gonna fucking look like.
I don't know, man. Oh my God. Did you saw the starter Pokemon for those, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go Leaf.
Yeah. I'll probably
No,
go
you
with the
can't go Leaf. I'm going Leaf.
No, I would never do that. Leaf is for losers.
Oh, what? Grass for life. Grass Pokemon. OP.
No,
Fuck.
no way. Fire
Yeah.
Pokemon is the way to go.
Mm, yeah, let me see you fight against some rock types. See how that works out for you.
I know that
Ice,
does kind of
ice beam
suck.
your ass.
Well, that's why you have other Pokemon.
What's your lineup right now?
I think I'm at the very beginning, so I have Pikachu.
Obby.
I think I have like a Pansage and a Panseer and uh Froakie and then like something else that I don't care about. Cuz
There
I
was
I
there
don't
was
cuz I don't really like any of like the bug Pokemon
they
and
grow
those are
really fast, so
yeah, but I mean those are all the ones that you get at the very beginning and I was just kind of like I don't care about Metapod.
well, the Vivian is number 666 in the Pokédex, so I was like, well, gotta get
Shit.
that. Yeah,
Well, I have to
so
get
that
that
evolves
then.
from that weird looking pupa thing. Uh, right
Some
now,
people, hold on, some people are mentioning that Litten, the fire starter for Sun and Moon, is a fire kitten.
yep, well, you know what? Fuck off, Owl Leaf.
He's a fire kitten. He's so cute. Although, and I don't like I don't really like the water starter, Poplio,
I
because
he's a little little goofy looking.
Well, I don't mind that it's a sea lion, but they made him look like a clown, which reminded me of circuses and how they mistreat animals. And so I was like, is this Pokemon being like well treated? And then I was like, wait, don't other Pokemon get sad if they just have to go live in the computer all the time? Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
know.
Is this
Yep.
secretly about, the ethical treatment of animals? Is that what Pokemon's really about? All of a sudden at the last Pokemon game, they're just gonna like lay down the hammer and they're gonna be like, all this time, you're an asshole. And that's how they're gonna end
Exactly.
Pokemon.
Exactly. All this time you've been fucking dogfighting,
Yeah.
crazy weirdos. So I was thinking, all right, let's just talk about Pokemon for a while.
Yeah.
The end. So I was wondering, like, man, like Pokemon, the Pokemon world is kind of like a utopia. In that
Yes.
Star Trek is a utopia. They have things like burn heal and ice heal. Like they get things that can just heal shit right away. They have like all technology where they can digify matter, you
Hmm.
know? And it's like,
I also just really like how they all let the kids just like, yeah, go just run around and fight. Like they have preschoolers that are just like running around dog fighting with each other.
well, you know what? That's because it really implies that they live in a society where that's not really a threat, where it's
Well,
okay.
I don't know. Preschoolers dog fighting, that sounds like a dystopia to me.
Yeah, but yeah, but also
This is an
realize that
Orwellian society, Mari.
we're living in a society where preschoolers can run around and not be like attacked by adults or kidnapped or anything. And when they are kidnapped, they get out, they're fine. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
this is a society in which it's okay to let your 11-year-old go off on their finding themselves quest and not be worried that they're going to be murdered.
I know, that's so cute.
So it's like they live in this paradise. They live in this utopia where even the evil people are kind of like whatever.
Goofballs?
Yeah. Like everybody is allowed to be who they are. Like there's like one gym leader who's like, I just want to be a Pokemon, and everyone's like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
And I believe there's like a trans person in Lumos City who's just running around, and they're like, yeah, I'm a trans person. And everyone's like, okay, like they
No
live
big
in
deal.
this utopia where everything's totally fine. And then the evil people are always like doing something ridiculous, and everyone's like, calm down, you. Relax.
Chill out.
And then they're like, oh yeah, okay. I just and they have this technology where they can like pretty much fix anything. They have no food crises, no anything. It's just a really wonderful place. And I guess it's like their entire economy is based off Pokemon, and that's what's made it possible because they don't have to worry about as many things because they have manual label from highly specialized animals.
Oh man, you know what I'm realizing as I'm watching the stream?
What?
We don't get to share Heart Baked.
I know. Our
That was a
fetish
good
thing.
one.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of porn, um Overwatch Pornhub searches jumped 817% during the shooter's open beta. Unsurprisingly, Tracer was the most common search term.
is this for looking for not safe for work stuff or looking for open beta footage?
No, on Pornhub?
Because Pornhub is known for hosting video game footage that is embargoed.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure they were. If you look at the other search terms,
No, no, no. I know because sometimes I look that up.
yeah, pretty sure people were looking for porn.
I
Pretty
don't know
sure.
why. I'm just for some reason video game porn. I'm like, whoa.
I don't see any problem with that. I know some people think that it's like that, like they can't understand why, but I don't know. I think it's
I
fine.
get it.
I
I
get
don't know
it.
why. I'm like super into it. Like video
Yeah.
game porn. Except like the people who make the video game porn gifs are like sometimes they do things and I'm like, calm down. Relax. You
I
need to
know.
calm down.
Well, and I feel like also sometimes people like specifically create it so that they can make a character do things that that character might not otherwise do. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
for certain, I
trying
don't
to
want
be a
to.
little vague, but
Yeah, first I looked up a certain video game and I was like, who made this? They need to go to prison.
yeah, yeah, stuff like that, you know, where it's just like they just want to make it, everybody's all having fun, and then somebody has to just go and make it like super twisted and fucked up, and you're like, oh, come on.
I know it's not even fucked up in the good way. It's like, really, that character that you wanted that to happen to? Okay, you
Yeah.
need to leave. You need to go. It's not the good kind of fucked up where you're like, ho ho. It's like, no,
Ooh,
that's
like we're all in on a joke together that it's just like, oh, come on.
why you
Yeah.
gotta do that, man.
Yeah. Hideo Kojima is being sketchy about his newest action game. He's saying, I won't say that it's an open world title, but those that enjoy playing today's AAA titles such as The Division and Uncharted will be able to play it smoothly.
Okay, whatever, Hideo. No one ever knows what's going on with him.
I kind of like how he's just this like whoever knows like what's actually going on, you know?
Uh oh.
What?
Pterodactyl keeps getting banned because
Yeah.
they keep saying, "Hey, hey, Bay is looking up Seymour porn."
Oh no.
No, oh, sorry, I got a little distracted. No one's gonna. The Seymour is from Final Fantasy X, and he's the evil guy, but they made him weirdly sexy. So it's like, whoa, what? Ooh.
Oh wait, is that the one? No.
He's
No.
like half Guado, and he's like has weird veins all over his body, and like his nipples hold up his clothes or something. It's very confusing.
Oh dear.
Oh, you gotta look him up. It's like the whole game he's wearing this like very open kimono with like two metal studs where his nipples
Yeah,
are.
I'm
And he
looking. It looks like it's attached.
Yeah, it looks like his nipples are pierced and holding up his kimono.
What's
It's
going on with that hair?
exactly. Exactly.
What is going on with that?
Exactly.
Huh.
You just look at him and you're like, "Ooh, what?
I
Oh,
feel like if
what?"
you had to put like a caption for Final Fantasy, it would be like Final Fantasy 16, weirdly sexual.
Yeah, you're like you look at it and you're like, "Why am I aroused by
All right,
this?
aroused? Is that what it
Is that what I'm feeling?"
is? Um, there's going to be a new reboot. Do you remember Jumanji?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a Jumanji reboot
Okay, I can get down
starring
with
The
that.
Rock.
The Yeah, okay. I can get down with that. Yeah.
And he specifically was saying that it was going to honor the late Robin Williams, that they would honor his name and the character of Alan Parrish in a very earnest and cool way. And that's supposed to come out on July 28th, 2017. Jumanji was fucking awesome. I remember seeing that like when I saw that for the first time, and I was like, you know, when it's like you don't. I think I was young enough when I saw it that I didn't really have an understanding that like the animals weren't real, you know? So I was just like, holy shit!
Oh, you thought oh, you mean in the real world? You thought that they were actually getting animals to like come out and
I
do it.
would no, it's not like I thought to myself those animals are real, but like I didn't understand how it's like CGI worked at the time.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
understood how it worked because my favorite show on the Discovery Channel. I was a fucking nerd and I used to watch the Discovery Channel instead of like a normal person and what. Discovery Channel used to actually be good and not just be reality
weird
TV
reality
shows.
TV shows, yeah.
But they had every Saturday morning they would have stuff for kids and it would be like movie magic and they would explain about how they did all the special effects. So I knew
Ah.
how they did all that stuff and I was like, whoa, that's so fucking cool, like whatever. And like that's how I understand. So I always had a pretty good understanding of how special effects worked. So it wasn't too bad for
I don't
me.
know. That's one of the first movies I can really remember that like that I saw animals CGI. Like I'd seen like Star Trek before and like all sorts of
What
like
about Jurassic Park?
Um,
But you knew
th-
dinosaurs weren't real?
I knew dinosaurs weren't real, so it's like pretty clear that those are like they use models for a lot of those, um, which they have like a different look to them than CGI. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when you watch like old horror movies and everything is done with actual models or, like creature masks and things like that
Practical
as a
effects, that's what it's called.
yes, practical effects as opposed to like CGI. It just like it has like a different look and feel to it. Do you remember the first time that you watched The Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like practical effects more than I like CGI for gore because for me, having the physical like in the original thing, the practical effects in the original thing had this like presence on screen where it had organic movements and like you could see the actors' reactions and like it touched things. It was more scary to me. I saw both than like CGI because it had like that twitchy. I feel like CGI is way too smooth. Is what I'm
Did
saying.
the twitchy thing it made you feel things?
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that I like practical effects more than CGI. But I'm not saying CGI is bad. CGI has a lot of useful things for it. I'm just saying that practical effects I think have better impact on film.
Yeah. I don't know. I just remember like thinking that movie was really cool and I'm trying to imagine I think it could be really cool for them to do a reboot of it.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know if
definitely.
I don't know if they're doing like a reboot so much like because you know how some reboots it's like they're really just redoing the old movie and other ones it's more like kind of a sequel reboot type thing. Because if they cast The Rock as Robin Williams' character, that would be really fucking weird.
I'm into it. I love The Rock. Everyone else calls him like whatever his name is. No, he's The
Du-
Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, no, his name is The Rock.
His name is not Dwayne, it's The Rock. Okay?
Okay.
His name is not Dwayne.
But no, Jumanji was fucking cool. I love
Yeah.
Jumanji.
New photos are out of Michael Fassbender, who plays the Callum Lynch and Aguiar
For some
in.
reason, I thought you were going to talk about nudes. I don't know why.
I can see why you thought that I was going there, but I'm not.
It's okay, because I think his penis is already shown in a movie I saw.
Hun, we can check that really quick
His penis or what?
on his penis.
Yeah, I think he was in a movie called something where like he's like addicted to sex or something.
Oh, I don't know if he shows his penis though.
I feel like I remember seeing his penis.
Yeah, I don't know. If you search for Michael Fassbender penis, it just shows a bunch of close-ups of his pants.
Hey, hey, Bay says yes, he is hung. So let's see. Everyone, stop for a moment and look up Michael
Stop. We're gonna. This is important. Um,
Fassbender penis.
but it's kind of so the. But for we're talking about the Assassin's Creed movie, by the way, because I don't think I actually got that far in my sentence.
Oh, yep, I see it. Yeah. Okay, it's in that movie. And it shows his penis peeing. Okay.
Okay. It shows him like actually peeing. It seems like a weird.
Yeah, I remember it was like he gets out of bed and like pees or something. And also,
Oh.
no, he's like, okay, look up Michael Fassbender nude.
Ah, okay. Yeah, there's like okay, yeah. I'm glad we answered this question on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I
This
was like,
was
I feel
very
like I
important.
remember seeing it. I never
Um,
forget a dick.
but I think the Assassin's Creed, the people who are
Is
financing
his penis gonna
Assassin's,
be in Assassin's Creed?
I hope so, but probably not. So it seems that the people who are financing the film have such a good feeling about the movie that it's already being considered for a sequel.
Oh, okay.
I can't help but laugh a little bit because it's like, really? Did
Really?
they, yeah,
Assassin's Creed?
I
Really?
mean, Are there video game adaptations that have typically done?
Oh, the Laura Croft adaptation, I know that you have mixed feelings about it, did very well. Laura Croft
Really?
did very, very well. It's, yeah, Laura Croft did very well.
I mean, they were horrible.
I remember them being fucking awesome, but I saw them when I was 12, so.
Yeah. I mean, they have like a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But they also made, I don't they the second top grossing female lead action movie of all time?
Yeah, but it is the only female lead action movie. You
It's
know what
not
I
the only
mean?
one.
I
Alien.
well, uh I
It made a lot of money. It made a lot. Enough, it really boosted Angelina Jolie's career as well.
yeah.
And there was a sequel that made a lot of money as well. I think it was just. I remember it being fucking awesome, so.
Yeah.
I
I
remember being
mean,
like, I want to be Laura Croft. I want to see what's the next one. Oh yeah, this is fucking awesome.
it looks like it made 274.7 million at the box office. The budget was 115 million.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What did they spend that on?
I have no idea, right? I mean, half of it was probably just Angelina Jolie's salary.
No. Oh, Underworld's a popular female. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, whatever. Assassin's Creed. Going to people's memories, genetics, memories, whatever.
Yeah, well, in any case, it did make money. I'm not like, I don't know. Yeah. So, moving on. I don't know if if you've seen this like floating around anywhere, but this company called Tweet X Stitch, like tweet cross stitch,
Hmm.
it takes stupid tweets and makes them into cross stitches.
Oh my god.
And it's always like the really dumb ones. Like, and I'm not sure if they just take like celebrity tweets, but I'm trying to imagine if they took like, let's see.
There is a subreddit that is all bots that stitches, I guess, puts together posts based off of like word clouds or whatever the fuck from different
Yeah.
subreddits. And Sir Crest always links it in the Skype chat that we're in, and I always click on it, just like being, oh, it's linked, let me click on it. It takes me like 20 seconds to figure out it's from that subreddit, because I'm always like, what? Sitting there like, it almost seems like a real thing someone would say. And then I read the comments and they all seem like real things people would say, and I'm like,
Oh my
but they're
God.
not quite right, and they all seem like real but not real, and I always get really confused.
So I found one of the cross stitches. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Keep in mind somebody cross stitched this. It says, this is from at Sophie Hagen, and it says, if women aren't funny, how come we can fart from two places?
Cis
Imagine
women.
having,
Sorry,
yeah,
cis women, but yeah.
cis women. Like, I don't know. Anyways, so they asked John Boyega about the relationship between Rey and Finn because they've started filming for Star Wars Episode 8.
Hey man, I didn't feel it, but I can see why other people would feel it. I don't know why I didn't feel it. I think it's because
No,
I
I
think
don't.
it was built up so much before I watched the movie because I watched it at late. So I came into the movie being like, okay, there's clearly going to be the gayest thing I've ever seen in my
That's
life.
no Rey and Finn,
Oh, Rey and Finn, not
not
Poe
Finn
and
and
Finn.
Poe.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Rey and Finn, and he says that Rey and Finn are just friends. When asked directly if there's a romantic relationship between the characters, he replied, "Yes, Finn and Rey, they're just friends," noting that Finn is a stormtrooper, so he doesn't really know what's going on. That said, he did speak vaguely about how romance will be handled in episode 8, saying that it will play out in a way that Star Wars fans probably won't expect. So the romance thing is something that's going to be interesting in the next installment. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. It's already being directed and opens on December 15th, 2017. So I was like, when I read that, I was like, okay, Cece, like, don't get excited that there's going to be a gay relationship because he was saying, like, it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. And I was like, well, everybody's saying there can't be gayness in it, so does that mean there's going to be gayness in it? And then I was like, okay, don't get excited because they're probably not going to do that.
Can I just point something out?
Yeah.
Uh, in the world of media and in the world, um, it's very rare to find a light-skinned woman getting together with a dark-skinned man. And a lot of people, even if they don't realize it, and even on Tumblr, will be very against that. And I just want to point that out. Like, you don't see that a lot in media yet, even today, where a light-skinned woman is with a dark-skinned man. And it very rarely happens. Like,
Are there even any, I can't even think of any instances of like, I mean, I can think of like one or two instances of a white guy with a darker woman. I feel like
exactly.
interracial couples are still really rare.
Exactly. Which is why I kind of really liked Finn and Ray getting together, because I was like, wow, they're like really like doing something with that. But if Poe and Finn get together, that's really great too. It's just that, there's still like a lot of people get really upset about a black man being with a white woman. I just want to point that out. And I know I'm
Yeah.
probably like someone's gonna get really upset about it. I'm like, okay, well, you're proving my point. Like, not a lot of black men get with white women in media, which is
Yeah.
why in Empire they like actually in Empire I really like Empire, even though it is a drama show and they're like very dramatic. I
Yeah,
feel
I've
like
never watched it.
when they cover certain topics, I feel like they're trying to take it seriously and they're trying to say something with it. Because you know how in
Hmm.
some shows they'll be like, and then this happened, aren't you shocked?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in Empire, they actually try to. They do try to shock you, but they also try to say something with it, you know?
Hmm.
So they try and. Because I feel like they're actually trying to have a point to everything that they do in the show.
Hmm.
So. Yeah, so in Empire, there is a black man who's married to a white woman. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it's still like it's still pretty rare. Even for commercials. I don't know if you've ever like there
No,
was
white men will be with a black woman, and that's like fine, but people just don't like seeing a light skinned woman with a dark skinned man, and people still get shitty about any interracial couples.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I always think of like the Cheerios commercials because Cheerios had like a series of commercials where they had like an interracial couple, they had a gay couple, and like I just remember people getting like super, super pissed about it. And it's like, really? Come on. You know?
mhm.
The only reason, seriously, one of the only reasons why I didn't really like the idea of Ray getting together with anybody is because I like the idea of her just being a strong female character that doesn't need a romance arc. Because I'm very afraid. I mean, she's a strong female character all on her own, and I just,
I'm not even. I think that Ray and Finn are connected in that they just both for the very first time have somebody that they're connected to, even if
yeah,
it's not romantically, and so they're just both grasping onto each other because they're like, finally I have a friend, like somebody who's
yeah,
my friend, and then they just grab onto each other really hard because they've never had a friend before.
yeah.
So
I also like the idea of there being a platonic, male female like friendship because I feel like a lot of times when they show a male female friendship, it's either because they're going to get together, they used to be together, the guy wants to get with the girl, like something, there's some type of drama going on.
mhm.
And
I think Ray should get with
don't
the
say it.
robot.
The robot. Oh,
Yeah,
BB-8.
BB-8.
Yeah.
I feel a real connection between those two.
I really want I really want Kylo and Hux to get together.
You
I
know
know
what? That could. You know what? You know what? Yeah.
I know that like it's probably not going to be split, but the fan fiction is so good.
You know what,
It's
Stacy? I can see it happening because Kylo's obviously going to die, redeeming himself.
hmm
So you know what? He's already tragic.
he's already tragic, so you
Yeah,
know.
fit those tropes in. If you make him gay, he's just going to die.
Well, then it makes sense that he dies. Of
Yeah,
course.
of
You know we're
course.
being facetious, everybody.
Yeah,
Please
we're
don't yell
just
at
joking
us.
around. We're not serious, but he's obviously going to die, so you may as well make him gay. So
Oh my goodness. Um, so that was all the news I had. Before we do questions, a few questions, did you want to recommend some books?
yes, I want to recommend the Septimus Heap series. It has a good audio reader, and Septimus Heap is, it's a kid's book. I guess I would call it young adult. I guess, yeah, young adult, but like early young adult. But sometimes, sometimes you just need to read something that's really safe and just really like I'm okay.
Yeah, like everything's gonna be fine,
Well, there's
Yeah.
drama and people die. However, when people die, they get turned into ghosts, and sometimes they don't turn into ghosts. It revolves around this kid who was. It's anyway. You know what? It's very complicated. It's very, very complicated. Different kids do have story arcs. People do suffer, but they end up being okay. And a lot of the stuff is pretty cute. Like even the people who are evil are like, it's not stressful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not stressful. I mean, there's enough for you to be engaged, but it's not stressful, and you're following along a story. It's just has really good world building, has rules to its magic. It's really cute. It's just, I am relaxed. Everything is fine because I really feel like lately in the last few years, ever since Game of Thrones came out and like all this stuff, people were like, let's make everything as fucked up as possible. Just totally fucking
Anyone can
madness.
die, and it can happen in the worst way possible. No one's gonna have a happy ending. Everything is bad.
Yeah, and I feel like there's so much rape in every single story now where I'm like, can everyone calm down? Stop. Like, I know that it's cool to be edgy, but can you relax? You can
hmm
have a good story without everyone being horrible. Which is also. So, anyway, Septimus Heap, fun, safe, relaxing, magical story where drama
Yeah,
does happen, but everything's fine. You know?
yeah.
Like, things, people get in, like, enchanted sleeps or whatever the fuck. But it's fine.
But
Like,
eventually everything like works out and
yeah. So,
oh yeah, and there's like a whole bunch of them and they're all on Audible.
yeah.
There's like
Oh,
7 of them.
if you know what I really like? I've been watching Penny Dreadful. It's very
Oh,
dark, but at the same time, it's not super weird and rapey. You know?
yeah, yeah.
Whenever they're like, here's a dark thing where they're like, and everyone gets raped, and you're like, calm down. It's not super rapey. So
Yeah.
it's great.
So that is Septimus Heap.
Yeah.
And you can find that on Audible. Our Audible link is audibletrial.com/geekremix. And with that, you get like a free 30-day trial and a free book. So you can listen. Mari and I recommend books like in all the podcasts that we do. And so you can always like go check one of them out for free. Um, I actually started a Goodreads profile so that you can see all of my previous recommendations. And that's goodreads.com/geekremix a lot. The book that I wanted to recommend this week was The Life We Bury by Alan Eskins. Um, it's funny because like when I started reading the book, like I don't like to learn a whole lot about books before I read them. Like
Oh, yeah,
I'll
because then you end up waiting.
because then you
or
end up waiting for things to happen. So I try not to like over explain what a book is. So, but rest assured, like I wouldn't recommend it if it wasn't really enjoyable. I like crime thrillers. If so, this book is not in any way like Serial, but if you like things like Serial, then you might like this book. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not like set up in the way that Serial is, but if you are someone who enjoys Serial or crime stories, then you'll probably enjoy this. Um,
Side note about cereal. I hate people who make theories about cereal and how to
because
make a
it's
murderer and
real.
stuff. Yeah, I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, not you, Stacy, obviously.
Yeah.
Just like when I see on the internet people being like, "This is my theory about what," I'm like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?" Because they'll be like piecing together all this evidence of like, this is somebody's life. Like,
I
even if you
know.
listen to the entire serial, there's a woman out there grieving for her daughter.
I
You
know.
know?
I just like, you know, I don't I don't really I like watching stories about things like that, but then I just like to let it be. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
Because it's
Take it
like
in.
you're never going to know the whole story ever. Nobody knows what the whole story is. Like no matter how objective somebody tries to be in their reporting about it, there's going to be things that they miss. There's going to be other parts to the story. You can never tell if people are lying for like seriously, you can't. You can make guesses about whether they're lying or not, but you don't really know. I don't know. And it's like it bothers me a little bit that people get so wrapped up in the like, oh, it's a story. It's like it's not a story though.
Yeah, it's real. It
It's
happened.
like this is somebody's real life that this happened to. There's somebody like depending on how you want to look at it, like somebody is dead and we don't know who killed them, and somebody's rotting in jail for that crime, or this person is leading everybody on a wild goose chase when they're really a murderer. You
So it's like
know?
you don't know. Just listen, you know?
Yeah, you don't know. Just enjoy it for what it is, and then, you know?
Or don't enjoy it or feel things. Who knows?
Yeah, whatever. Um, so I only had a few questions. By the way, guys, like people who are in the chat right now, if you guys wanted to submit some questions for the podcast, feel free. So the first question that I had down was, I don't really have an answer for this, but I know that you probably do. What are your favorite video game soundtracks?
Mm. Saints Row 4. Mass Effect 3 has an okay soundtrack. Mass Effect 2 had a really good one. Devil May Cry.
Mm,
DMC Devil May Cry has a really good one. Stacy and I used to listen to it in the cars. Sick beats. It's a really
sick.
good. It's a really good one for working out, definitely. Really good workout soundtrack. Um, the Gone Home one has a good one. Oxenfree has a very good one for relaxing.
Yeah, it's very like relaxing electronic.
Yeah, if Oxenfree is very good for like laying down, uh, and just like having a like I don't know, with a cup of tea or going outside and laying out in this grass and listening to, or going to the beach and laying down. Cool, chill out, relax music. DMC is high intensity, like workout music.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Oh, the soundtrack to not Earthbound, Undertale, which is like an unofficial sequel to Earthbound. The soundtrack to Undertale is really fun if you pick out the ones that you like. Let me see, what else? Yeah, I really love listening to video game soundtracks because I'm like, oh, the Life is Strange soundtrack is really good too. They have a really good soundtrack
You know,
because
I thought it was like very um I thought it was very strange. I was not as affected by the soundtrack to that game as I feel like so many people were.
I
It's
really
not,
liked it. It didn't like change my life or anything.
yeah, I mean, well, it's just not my type of music. So I was just listening to it and being like, ugh, you know?
Well, also a lot of the fans for Life is Strange is a little bit younger, and you already like had your indie music rock phase.
Yes. Did
So,
I?
yeah.
I didn't listen to indie stuff when I was a teenager.
You told me that when you were listening to, you're like, I already had my indie rock phase.
I listened to some of it, but I was mostly like into pop garbage.
I like pop garbage.
Yeah, I like pop garbage. I'm not saying it was strange that other people liked it. I'm saying it was strange that I didn't have like nearly the same reaction to it. Not saying
Mm,
other people are weird. I'm saying I'm weird, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Because I know that a
Not
lot of
I'm
people
not
that,
saying yeah, you're weird. I'm listening
yeah,
to you.
I'm saying, yeah, but I know that like a lot of people really liked it, and that made sense to me because it fit really well with the game. But I wasn't really as affected by it. That's all. Um, and the other question I had written down was, has YouTube fame had, in quotes, because I don't want to say that we're famous because I don't really like saying that, had any negative effect on you? Most of your fans seem really respectful and all, but some people seem to think that you owe them apologies for being problematic. Do you feel like people get in your personal space too much?
Man, you know what? I haven't been called problematic in a while, so when people ask these questions, I'm like, oh my god, someone out there is calling me problematic again.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna give ourselves some fucking credit right now. I feel like we're not nearly as quote unquote problematic as almost every other YouTube channel out there. We
Yeah.
put a lot of effort into making sure we say nice things. So sometimes I feel like when people say that, maybe they're an asshole. Because I'm gonna give myself and Stacy some serious credit is that we try really, really hard to be as nice as we can. And
To other people, not to games
not to
necessarily.
games. To other people, to take into consideration the different types of people listening, making sure people feel comfortable. So you know what? I'm gonna give ourselves credit and brag that we try really hard and we put a lot of effort into that. And sometimes I feel that people just say that shit because they're assholes.
Well, yeah, but I feel like also sometimes people don't have realistic expectations, you know?
Yeah, sometimes
Like,
I feel like there were some people who see that we're doing really well and we're doing whatever and they're just trying to find something to bitch
wrong.
about. Yeah. And they don't
Yeah.
like that we're doing something good in something positive and they want to bring us down because they're not the one doing it. And that's not how I feel about the majority of people, but sometimes I sit there and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Do you understand? Like, it's obvious that we try very hard to be very inclusive. It's obvious.
Yeah.
And when people say that, I'm like, I don't know if people are still saying it because I don't look anymore.
I haven't honestly seen, I think there was a while, there was like it's almost like there was like a sweet spot where like all of a sudden people were yelling at us all the time about things. And I think we're mostly out of that now. And I can't tell if it's just because, like, if we changed, if those people left, or if it's just like we're, um, there are different people that are watching our videos now. Or if people just like kind of calm down.
And the thing
I
is, it's like for a while I was being like, wow, what am I doing wrong? Like, really trying hard. And I reached out to some people, and they were just, I was like, hey, I want to talk about this. Like, how can I get better?
Yeah,
There was no, they were not interested. They just wanted to be mad at me. And I was like, all right, well, you know what? I fucking get it then. Because clearly this is not about that at all.
yeah. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know. I also think that sometimes people can get very I don't know, like have very high expectations that you will say everything the way they would all the time when nobody's perfect. Like even the people that like yell at us about or have yelled at us because I don't really see it anymore. But like in the past when people have like yelled at us about like saying certain things, um it's not like it was like somebody who was perfect that was yelling at us about saying those things, you know? Like everybody has their thing that they're imperfect about, you know?
Mm.
The most you can hope for is to just try your best to improve and not be a jerk, which is something that we've always tried to do. So,
I just think that we should, you know what, at some point we just gotta like be like, yeah, you know what, we are great. We try really hard and we are nice people. Like,
oh, and
yeah, you know.
another thing to point out is that I feel like I have never been yelled at so much as I have when I've said things about video game characters. Like, I've said things, you know, accidentally that I didn't know that were actually hurtful, and I had people like very nicely correct me about it. But when I've insulted video game characters, people get like super uptight about that shit.
No, you know, they've said things that I was like, I can't believe you just said that, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I can't believe you said that over a video game character.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
weird.
so weird.
It's like the personal attacks that happen over video game characters are very ridiculous. With Giftgate 2015.
Giftgate 2016. Oh
Oh,
my
it was like
God.
Stacy was just like said something like sassy, which I had something sassy about as well about
A video
Ashley
game.
from Until Dawn, and
Yeah.
people lost their goddamn minds. And I was
Yeah, and
like,
I had gone to bed, like I had said it, and then like I got like two comments about it, and I like went to bed, and I woke up, and there were like 100 messages in my Tumblr inbox, and I was like, what is happening right now? Because there was people yelling at me, there were people like yelling at other people, there were people like supporting me about it. Oh my God, people that I've never seen anything like that before, like directed at me. It was, and I've never seen anything like that again. Like it's so strange.
I think, you know what, the thing that really bothers me is when people try to tell me how to live my life. Well, they'll be like, I saw that you liked this one video. What the fuck? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, you liked this video. I was like, I don't even remember liking it, but even if I did, fuck off.
Yeah,
Like, don't
I
talk to
know.
me. Does it matter if I liked it? Like, it's none of your business.
Yeah, I mean, honestly though, I would say especially now, like 99% of the people that I deal with are amazing
Yeah.
and make me feel really happy that we do this. I would say there's only like a couple people sometimes like that will either like ask questions that are a little strange, um, or just, you know, I can't think of anybody that's like insulted me personally recently.
I feel like a lot of people feel really very entitled to my personal feelings.
Details.
Yeah, like I don't really like I don't like talking about what I'm attracted to specifically, A, because I don't want people to feel like if I say I'm not attracted to something, I don't want people to be there out there being like, "Oh no, I'm that," and then feel shitty.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I don't know, it's just like suddenly I was not prepared for so many people being very, very interested in very intimate details of my brain, you know? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that. It's very hard to be prepared for that because you
Yeah,
don't expect that to become a thing.
yeah.
And you know how other people are always like, "Oh yeah, well why doesn't like blah blah who says this thing I don't like, why don't they just do this and this and this and this?" And it's like, you know what? I used to think that way, and then now that I have to deal with the same kind of stuff, I'm like, wow, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Like, in every way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
something that sounds so simple to do is not nearly as simple to actually do when you actually have to live it. Where you're like, kind of resent having to be like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I guess Stacey and I are both very lucky in that we can just go offline. But one of the like I'm gonna be honest, I have a lot of anxiety about Geek Remix having a good reputation for being a safe place because I try so hard for it to be a safe place to the point where I get really panicky when that reputation gets uh what's challenged, or what's the
Because it
word
can
I'm
be
looking
hard.
for?
It can be hard to, you know, to make sure that other people feel safe when it's not entirely within our control. You know,
Yeah. Or when
like
people are like,
there's only really so much we can do about it.
yeah, I have a lot of anxiety about that because I really want it to be that way. And when I can't when that existing gets threatened, I have a lot of anxiety. So my therapist was like, now she said that I have to read internet arguments about a topic that I don't like so that I can read it and realize that the topic that they're talking about isn't going to be destroyed by people talking negatively about it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. So
Well, hey, so that means that us complaining about fragments of him doesn't destroy it.
exactly. Which I guess maybe that's why I felt for him, where he was trying so hard to get a point across that we clearly didn't get. So,
Yeah, I don't think we got any of the points that he was trying to get across. um, and yeah, I mean, yeah. You guys will have to listen to the fragments of him spoiler cast that we did with Laura K. Buzz to get our full thoughts on that. Um,
that was a
I
really good question to answer, Stacy.
Yeah.
Felt good to answer. It was just a little bit of complaining.
Well, because it's like I feel like it's good for people to get like, you know, I feel like a lot of times people ask me questions that it's hard for them to understand. It's hard for people to understand the answer if they're not also in our position. Like, for instance, when people ask us to play certain games, and it's hard for me to say, okay, well, here's like this whole like litany of reasons why we're not going to play that game, and like we've thought really hard about it, blah blah blah, because we do evaluate games like on whether we're going to play them or not, and whether it's a good game and whether it's playable for a let's play. Like, those are really two separate things. Sometimes they're the same thing, you know.
Hmm.
um and so I feel like when people sometimes ask, like, hey, are you going to play this game? It's like I want to give them a full explanation of how, like, we evaluate whether it's a good use of our time, and, like, whether there's going to be interesting things to say about it, and how long is it, like, all of these different things that go into it. Um, but if somebody doesn't have, like, a YouTube channel and record their own content, it can sometimes be hard for them to, like, empathize with the fact that we evaluate content that much, you know?
Yeah.
Or for
I
them
just
to
want
understand.
to say that
Yeah, go
sometimes
ahead.
I do get really testy because I have a lot of anxiety about making sure the channel is a safe place. I have so much of it where it's unreasonable. So when people kind of like threaten that, when somebody acts shitty in the comments and you see me being a huge bitch, it's because I'm like, don't come here and fuck this up. Like,
I must protect my babies.
yeah, I need to protect my babies. Like, that's why I get so shitty with people, because it's like, I know there's a very fine line where if I let this go,
Yeah.
it's going to get fucked up forever. So I get really, I shouldn't be as like high stressed about this as I am. I just, whenever people are like, oh, this made me feel shitty, I'm like, oh my god, like, I've fucked it up, I've ruined everything, nobody's safe anymore. Because I understand how it feels to want to come home and just play something safe, or be able to do something that's a little bit scary, but it's a safe thing to do.
Or
You
go
know?
on a stream where you're not going to see a bunch of homophobic comments in the chat, you
Exactly.
know?
So I just want to
Yeah.
say that sometimes, like, you guys are like, wow, Mari, like, you're being a huge bitch. And I'm like, I just feel like I have to be a huge bitch to some people just to make it so.
To protect what yeah.
Yeah, and I know, and I shouldn't be as stressed out about it as I am, and I'm trying to work on that because I just found out I have OCD, and that's probably why it has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say, like, if I've ever been a huge bitch to you, it's because I just care too much about that. And I'm trying to not care as much, even though it's important. So,
Oh, should we tell them about the footage since this is probably going to go up
yeah,
before?
uh, all the audio and stuff from the last record session got ruined because I think my audio driver is fucked up. It's just been
So
hell of a
basically, what
week.
we're trying to say is on Saturday, we got together, we recorded footage for like a bunch of videos that were supposed to go out this week. Um, but all of the, none of, we're not going to be able to use any of them, unfortunately. Those of you who are watching this stream right now, you can actually see the footage of some of them that were happening in the background, like that dog one and stuff. So it just means that there are going to be it's going to affect a couple days worth of content until we can meet together again and record some other stuff. That's all.
Yeah, by then, hopefully it'll be fixed. I will use a different computer to record the audio. We'll do different things, and it'll be okay. I've been kind of all over the place because I'm starting a new medicine, so it's kind of hard for me to having a lot of like sensory, blah. But it'll be okay. Like I'm fine. I'll
Yeah.
just say that to myself over and over. Yeah, dog sex simulator Verathon.
Doge.
Doge.
It's not
Doge
dog, it's
sex.
Doge.
Sorry. But thank you guys so much for being a really awesome community. I know the chat on this Twitch channel is actually. I went to some other people's Twitch channels. I was like, wow, this is garbage. I have to leave. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
so you guys are like really great, and you know sometimes people are like, wow, the comments on your channel are like really like not scary at all, and I was like, really? And then I look at other channels like, oh my god, why is it so bad?
Hmm.
So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being a really nice and supportive community. So yeah.
Yeah. And, thank you to everybody who like supports us on Game Wisp and stuff like that. You guys really help us
Oh yeah,
to
Game was actually is a huge help. Has
yeah.
been,
It's like
yeah.
that's like a huge contributor to the fact that we get to put out so much content for you guys. So,
Yeah, thank you to all. You know what? We should do more Game with inciting thankfulness, not to get people to just. Oh God, not to
no,
get
no.
people but just to say thank you. Yeah, we
But
should do
just to
that.
say thank you because it's a I don't know. And it's also just like it makes you feel really nice to like look at it and be like, wow, like these people like really care about like what we're doing. Not saying that other people don't really care, but you
Yeah, I
know.
think we're in a thankful loop now.
Yay! That's
Thank
good
loop.
though.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, and so let's go through social media because I'm finally on Instagram now.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to say thank you to the person who I already told her thank you like a million times, but just wanted to say it again because somebody had my screen name Geek Remix a lot on Instagram and they created another account so that I could have the Geek Remix a lot name and I just wanted to say thank you because I really appreciate that. I also think they thought that I was like mad at them or something and I was not mad. Um I just really wanted to have it and I just wanted to say thank you. I also hope that nobody gave them a hard time about it because
Oh yeah.
that's
You know, if we're ever like giving somebody shit on a video or something, trust us, we can do it. Don't worry.
yeah, you don't need to give them a hard time for us. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
we're very bitchy. So,
Yeah. So I've been going around and like following all these nerdy people. I want to find a bunch of like cute animals on Instagram and follow them.
you'll.
That's like so I used to have an Instagram account like a couple years ago and pretty much all I followed were like animals dressed up as people.
My whole
The-
family follows me on Instagram, so I can't post any gross, dirty penis jokes. And then, like, people will comment on my videos. I mean, not my videos, but on my posts. And then my mom will be confused and not know it's not me. Because a lot of people will put, like, Geek Remix fan or Geek Remix something something. So she'll
Yeah.
think it's me. And they'll be like, oh, man, I had a hard day. I'm, like, really sad. And my mom will call me up like, are you sad, Mari? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? I saw this comment. I was like, that's not me. It's not me. That's somebody commenting on my video. I
Yeah.
mean, on my picture. She can't handle it. You guys, people leave like really crazy, not crazy. I'm sorry, not I shouldn't say that. People leave really intense just really silly comments and she'll be like, "Why are they saying that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, mom. You have to unfollow me. You can't handle it."
I feel like sometimes it's like people who don't like who aren't on the internet all the time, they don't really understand that that's just like how the internet is, you know?
Yeah.
Like people will say things on like social media and someone will be like, "Oh, why are they saying this? Oh my God." And you're like, "It's a joke." They don't actually, cover their loved one in pizzas and then eat them. Like that's a joke, you know?
Yeah, I was posting like jokes on Instagram and she was like, "Why were you, what? Why did you feel like that?" I was like, "No, mom, it's a joke." "No,
Yeah,
why?
exactly.
Are you really sad?" "No, not what?"
No, I'm not
"Mom."
sad. God.
Yeah.
So, but you can find us both on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram now, all that good stuff. So, all right.
All right, bye.
I think that'll do it. All right. Bye, guys.